things to do, and I'm not going to tell them here, so they have to read the book. But
You don't have to. I'm not going to say another word. My lips are sealed. It is one of my favorite chapters for sure, because I am in a relationship and I am married and we're not heading towards divorce.
Right.
But it does talk about
how to maintain that.
How to maintain it, right? And you're right. You said they chose to fight for it, and you can fight for it if it works for you.
And I will say that the male readers tend to like that interview. And even divorced men like that interview. And I think the reason is because the interviewee is, I almost said her name. The interviewee is just really level-headed, and she's super honest in how she had kind of lost her direction and lost her way in life. And so, I think that's been at a book club. I have my first book club this past Tuesday, and there was one male there, and that was his favorite chapter. So it's really, there seems to be some patterns forming.
Yeah.
And I'm loving feedback, because I want to create a workshop out of all these empowerment practices, and I want people to gather and talk and have these kind of conversations, because just talking about these things lightens the load for anyone. Just having a friend, just talking, you feel lighter, things lift up, and your friends give you feedback, and people can see things that you can't see about yourself. That's for darn sure.
Oh, ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to accept it. But.
Yeah. And I can't remember one of the what I don't want to hear is one chapter, and my friend said something to me that I did not like. And 6 months later, I'm like, oh, wow, there it is. Now I see it. And so I had to tell that story, because I listened to her. Mm-hmm. I listened. I didn't like it. I didn't see it. I didn't see it in myself. And boy, did I see it. It just came right at me. But I knew she was giving me that advice from a place of love. And so I accepted it, and I just kind of stuck it in my pocket, and it finally came to me. And so I think that's, I hope I say that enough times in the book. Like, this may not hit you right now, but just reading it might help you later, and I think another thing, something really lovely that's been happening, because I talk about how it's a pay it forward book. Some people have paid me in advance for 2 or 3 books and said, when you find somebody who needs it, just give them the book. I'm paying for them to have the book.
That is amazing.
And so, and then I have a friend who's a minister, and she's given out 10 to people in her church who are in different types of need, they may have already been through the divorce. They may be about to get divorced. They may be single and feeling hopeless, so, but her giving that book is one of an ultimate compliment, and just an ultimate,
a massive testament to, pun intended. I'm so funny. That's a massive testament to what you've been able to accomplish with this book, and that's absolutely fantastic. That's probably one of the better compliments you can receive, is when somebody's like, you know what, I read this and I thoroughly enjoyed it and it helped me, but I could see this helping others. And the pay it forward, I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, I know. And I try to tell people that, so if they're buying a copy, that they'll think, I should pass this on.
Yeah.
And that's the only way that, I would rather those Amazon reviews and those people paying it forward be the way that this book grows, rather than me testimonializing on social media, which I'm not comfortable with. But it's important, because I wrote this to help people. If I don't talk about it and I'm not out there doing it, and it's making me uncomfortable, which means I'm growing. But it's really important to me. Yeah.
So just from what I've seen so far, this is
last night was great.
Making people speak, and the questions that they're asking, and the internalization that's happening here, and
I love hearing their stories.